Welcome to Who Knew. We are fans of the current series of Doctor Who, and here we discuss our likes, dislikes, and insights into the modern regeneration of the show. Subscribe, review, and listen to us on Apple Podcast and Spotify, or our YouTube channel, youtube.com/WhoKnewPodcast. All our episodes are on whoknewpodcast.com. You can leave comments there or email us at whoknewpodcast@gmail.com. We also have an Instagram and Twitter account. Tweet at us at whoknewpodcast. Find us on Facebook. Today's episode is the 2016 Christmas special, the return of Dr. Mysterio. The Doctor accidentally causes a young boy to gain superpowers. Returning years later, on the trail of a dubious Harmony Shoal institute, he finds the boy all grown up as a masked superhero, the Ghost. This episode is written by Stephen Moffat, directed by Ed Bazalgette. It originally aired on the 25th of December 2016 and was originally watched by 7.83 million viewers. Hi, this is Eugene. Let's introduce ourselves.
Hello, this is Auburn.
Hello, this is Frank.
Hi, this is Brian.
This is Kelsey.
So I wanted to start off with the director, Ed. He had previously done The Girl Who Died, The Woman Who Lived, and he is, or was, the guitarist for the pop group The Vapors, best known for their single Turning Japanese in the 80s. And it was used
Best known, only known.
And it was used, that song was specifically used, and I remember it as in the John Hughes film 16 Candles, if anybody is that old.
I actually remember when it was released.
So this is the last episode that he directs, so I wanted to bring it up now as opposed to previously. A little boy named Grant sees the Doctor hanging outside his window. Mistaking him for Santa Claus, Grant brings him inside and offers him cookies and milk. The Doctor explains that he is in New York to fix some pesky time issues. He's built a time distortion equalizer on the roof that's ready to be turned on. Grant sneezes and says he has a cold, so the Doctor gives him a glass of water. Then he hands Grant a D20, a red crystal to hold. Grant says the Doctor should be called Dr. Mysterio, which the Doctor quite likes. He tells the boy to put the gemstone in the activation slot, but Grant doesn't have it. He thought the stone was medicine and swallowed it. It's actually the Hassandra, a device that gives you what you most want. Grant starts to levitate. It's made him a superhero. An adult Grant wakes up to the sound of a baby crying. He's a nanny taking care of baby Jennifer for Mrs. Lombard.
Seriously, the Doctor has to stop giving things to people.
Well, it's that Moffat writing of take this, meaning multiple things, just in, hold this while I'm doing something, or
right.
Get in the glass of water and the mess. Take this.
Yeah. No,
So,
I thought he was giving the kid medicine. I was on board. And so then when he was like, give me the crystal, I was like, oh, what? The kid probably swallowed it. And then I was like, oh, that's the joke. Okay. Or that's not just the joke. That's the inciting incident. But I thought it was really well done because I fell for it.
I really did not like this episode when it first came out. I think possibly because we had nothing really before it or after it. It was kind of a...
So the last episode...
No, even worse than that.
Brian, go ahead.
There was a season finale, and then it went a couple months until it hit Christmas, and there was a Christmas special, and then there was nothing new until this Christmas special, one full year later.
So the last Christmas special was the Husbands of River Song.
Oh, that's right.
And then
So
how much longer until the next season started?
Yeah.
I can't remember when it started. Yeah, but for being away from the Doctor Who, this coming back, I just did not like this episode. It didn't seem like it was a big enough episode for a Doctor Who fan. So watching it again, because I think I've seen it once between now and then, I liked it a lot more now because it is just an episode. It wasn't the one that we were waiting for a year. It wasn't a Christmas special when we're watching it now. It was just another episode, and I had fun with it. I really liked it.
And I think that's why I like it, because I'm watching it outside of Christmas, so I have no holiday expectations on it.
Yeah.
Right? And it's weird. I get that this whole Christmas special is a Superman homage type of thing, but when I watch it like Frank, I was like, this is not what I want, even though I'm a Superman fan. This isn't doing it for me. It's weird.
Right.
I love how they put American flags over everything in the streets. It's like,
I didn't
we're in
even
America, we're
notice
in
that.
America. This is what they do in America.
I mean,
Well,
I thought that was super accurate. We put it
Foreshadowing
on
also
porches,
that.
we put it on lawns, we put it on trucks, we put it on trucks, we put it on trucks.
It still makes me roll my eyes.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I
funny.
know.
I didn't even notice that, Brian.
Really?
Because she's an American, and
there's
that's what's
one like
normal.
there's one just like hanging 2 or 3 stories up against a brick wall. It's not a window. It's not on a flagpole. It's just like somebody climbed up there and like nailed a flag into this wall.
Somebody must have got their truck lifted that high. Going back to Superman real quick, I'll tell you how much of a fan I am because they were flipping through actual comics of Superman, and that is from the 1986 John Byrne reboot era, and it's specifically, I think it's issue 7 or 9, or 19, 7 or 19,
I knew you'd know.
because it's clearly John Byrne's art, and it's
Yes.
got Maggie Sawyer, and there's a bunch of things that like I have those, so I know that like the back of my hand. So anyway,
I knew you'd know. I absolutely knew you knew.
Now,
Yeah.
in the US, like, I don't think any show would dare to actually have some artwork like that, like without getting it cleared or paying rights. But I brought this up before with like Britney Spears songs. Like, does British IP seems to work a little different, or they don't care about American IP? Do you guys? I think I asked you before, and you didn't have any insight. Have any of you studied British law since then? Before?
no.
Well, I delivered it, Britain, all
Okay.
of these stuff, and it's at least the stuff I'm sending them has the same restrictions, and they are plentiful and complex.
Yeah, but
They also mix DC and Marvel too. They do both.
Right. In this
Both.
episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm. Yeah, because there's also posters of Spider-Man and Daredevil. Yeah, on his room.
Which, if it was filmed today, would not happen.
I don't know.
Look, I don't know. They wouldn't have rights to.
I would have thought that they would have to license that artwork. Just because it's international doesn't mean it's fair use.
But I know then they like Eugene could identify the artists and the comics, so they were using actual, other people's artwork for their show, which is where, at least in reality TV, that's where we get in trouble. We gotta blur all that stuff.
But it might be an easier thing for it to be used as background, and that the comic books were a separate contract. Oh God, we're going way too far into this because it was highlighted and used,
Yeah,
and drawn on.
but that just
They
like
they probably also had to they probably just checked in with DC because Superman is so litigious for anything. They probably were like, "Hey, we're gonna do this. It's kind of close. You gonna be okay?" I don't know. License our comic book. Okay.
yeah,
Or it could be because that is not like if you take 2026, or sorry, 2016 minus 24 years, because that's what they sort of reference in this episode. That's 1992, where the artwork they're showing is 1986. So maybe that's why they could use it, because it's not the current version, it's older. I don't
maybe.
know.
Maybe.
But I did like the opening because I liked him closing the window to ask his mom if he could let the guy in. Oh yeah, he's expected. Like that was a good setup for the whole Christmas idea.
One thing that I laughed at is you're not going to have a window like that on the 60th floor of a building.
No.
A wood framed, I open it like any other regular window. Oh, there's not even a screen. And this is my child's bedroom on the 60th floor. So, and also he tries to sonic the window and it's like, it's made of wood.
Right.
Oh, speaking of that, there's that little reference that the doctor's there to repair a temporal disruption.
Yeah.
And that's a reference to Angels Take Manhattan with Rory and Amy.
But we never see like the results of that later, right?
No.
Like,
It's just a throwaway line.
yeah. Wanted to have the Christmas tree shaped doodad on the top of the building.
Mm-hmm.
I like how the doctor's nice to the kid, He still has some of his, oh, shut up moments. But, he's do you want to turn on the lights? I can? It's Christmas. So he's gonna like let the little kid turn on the lights, and in the beginning of his character arc, he never would have done that, or he would have done it like begrudgingly. But this time he's got a big smile on his face, like it's Christmas, let's have fun.
Do you think that's part of like repositioning the Doctor for the next season with
Yeah.
Joel? Yeah, like changing his persona a little bit, or
Yeah.
not changing, but
we just watched a video, and they made a really good point where they didn't like the Doctor being so curmudgeonly in the first season. So in the second season, they had him go wild and crazy with electric guitars, and now they're kind of balancing that out for season 10. So
it's too bad that it took so long to figure it out, because I know we're not there yet, but I think they did, and we'll see this next season. But yeah, it's a shame that it took 3 seasons to finally find a groove.
So Brian, maybe it's because of the Clara factor. She's no longer there.
That works for me.
It changed the whole dynamic and personality. I know Brian's going to do this because he seems to always do this now with the Peter Capaldi episodes, especially at the beginning. He's watching Capaldi, so just his interaction with, like you said, with Grant and everybody else, and just his reactions and statements are great to watch in this episode. Even the whole Clark Kent Superman, they're the same person. His whole belief of that, and seeing, how do people not know this? Look at this. I even wrote glasses. And just the way he handled that. And then when Grant goes, yeah, we know. And his kind of shocked look, he did really well. It had a lot of fun and a lot of good laughs on that.
At a press conference for Harmony Shoal, Mr. Brock answers some awkward questions from a reporter named Lucy Fletcher, but is called away by Dr. Sim. Mr. Sim tells Brock that he needs to see the brains. As they go into a vault, they are followed by Lucy. In the vault are many brains sitting in jars, but these brains have eyes. Outside, Lucy notices the Doctor, who is also eavesdropping. Sim starts the procedure to transfer a brain into Brock's head. The Doctor and Lucy sneak up to the lobby and meet Nardole. They are caught by Dr. Sim, and he is about to shoot them when they all see a man dressed as a superhero levitating outside the window. It's the Ghost, and Lucy can't believe he's real. He's bulletproof, has super strength, and easily throws Sim across the room. As Ghost and Lucy fly away, an annoyed Doctor whispers, Grant.
So there's that other, there's a small Superman reference as they're in the press conference. They call for a Mrs. Schuster and Miss Siegel, homaging Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, who are the creators of Superman.
And they're the PR people.
Yeah.
Which I kind of find, but I find it kind of funny because the estates are always causing PR problems for DC.
Very true.
And then her last name, to me, and I'm not sure if anyone else thought this, well, that is another Superman reference, but I was thinking her maiden name of Fletcher, which I heard as Fletcher, but also Flesher. And did you get that, Eugene? Max Fleischer cartoons
the Max
of the 1940s.
Fleischer, the Paramount Max Fleischer cartoons, theatrical.
But I don't
shorts,
know if it,
right?
I don't know if it, the 40s. I don't know if it was a nod to that, since it was kind of pronounced and written differently, didn't have the I. But it just to me, that caught my ear. And I didn't know about Lombard, but that I had to look up, which was a co-worker of Lois Lane.
Steve Lombard.
Yeah. So, because I said, okay, if all the other names are coming up, this one has to be something.
Yeah, I didn't want to start like this reference. So I'm glad you guys are picking up on these other references. No, it's okay.
But since it was said now, it's like this was the whole scene, said a lot of them.
Yeah.
Also in that press conference, it got that great reference to Wyoming. You know how we're all always joking with each other how big Wyoming is?
Well, what's funny is that there was these I want to say they were credit card commercials with Jerry Seinfeld and the guy Putty from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
What's his name? Patrick Warburton.
Yeah.
Where Patrick Warburton voiced Superman as an animated 2D Superman that Jerry Seinfeld as a live action human being was interacting with because he loves Superman as well. And then they had this song called Yes, Wyoming, which is, it's not related to this, but I just found that funny that there is a Superman connection to Wyoming.
It's just that everything is super now. Superstar, supermodel, supermarket. I saw super glue the other day.
Oh, come on. You're in a completely different category.
It just kind of takes away a little from what I'm trying to do.
Where did you come up with that name, Superman, anyway?
Why are you asking?
I'm just curious. Ma and Pa Kent didn't name you that. Did you name yourself Superman?
A long time ago, I don't remember.
Well, where did it come from? Did somebody see you with a car like over your head and call you Superman and you cut out an S and sewed it up on your thing there?
What's the difference?
Just wondering if there were any other names you were kicking around, like, unbelievable person.
Look, it's just a name. I got a job to do. It works well. End of story.
Or surprising guy.
What's wrong with you?
How about remarkable chap?
You know, you are a petty, petty man. Well, what do you know? Here's the truck.
Would you mind, cracking the window just a little?
Oh no.
Well, thank you, Superman. Where are we, anyway? Oh, no.
Oh, yes, Wyoming!
There's no place I'd rather be roaming. The guys who's in the canyons and the watering holes. The guys who's in the canyons and the watering holes.
I don't like that whole going back in time thing.
Why not?
What's the point of anything if you can just go back in time and fix any problem?
Please, get a job. You do what you do, I'll do what I do. Can't wait to hear that surround.
What's going on back there?
This one's different than mine.
Why don't you go back in time and read the instructions?
Oh! Sorry.
Very nice. Now what are we gonna do?
Oh yes, Wyoming. With the trees and the horses and the rocks and the sheep. Oh yes, I'm going. Through the plains and the trails and the
I'm gonna go to the lobby right now and I'm gonna get the CD before they're all gone.
Yes, Wyoming.
Excuse me, pardon me.
No place
Excuse me.
I'd rather be roaming. The guys and the canyons and the watering holes. The guys and the canyons and the watering holes.
That's just a super, super like nerdism for a Superman fan, like me.
Yeah. To me, I don't think it was anything more than just a joke of the size of it. How many people he can kill.
Gee, and the world usually gets everything about America so right.
Lucy Lombard, with the alliteration, Lucy, like Lois Lane, but also Lucy Lane, which is Lois's sister. So you could see it that way as well.
I'm glad you guys are bringing up all these Easter eggs
Mhm.
that I right over my head.
I just didn't understand why she had the two names of
What do you
Miss
mean?
Fletcher and Mrs. Lombard.
They had to throw us off the scent so that they could get the reveal in the apartment. It was kind of weak.
Well, you have to explain the baby's father. Well, you don't have to, but they did. I thought our introduction to the villain was interesting. They're probably, like, in my opinion, one of the weaker parts of the episode, but I don't think that's a problem. I think they're kind of meant to be kind of the mustache twirling. Some of the one-liners reminded me a lot of, like, Mr. Freeze in at least the Batman movies, whichever one that was. But that kind of, like, they were villains, but they weren't good villains, which was okay, because that's not the point of this story.
They were just kind of there to move the plot.
And I think to tie into the last Christmas special.
Yes.
Because that was the Husbands of River song, where she and the doctor are held in the casino restaurant type of thing. And the guy splits open his head to take out the, God, I can't even remember the name of it now, sorry. But the item that they were needing to get.
The diamond.
They hide things in their head and they open it up. So it's the same villain to try and connect it.
I thought so. I asked Kelsey about it, but because it was so long apart, we were like, wait, or did we just watch this one too many times and like get them confused? But thank you, Frank, for explaining that. Yeah.
That always bugged me. It was like, stop it. That's exactly the same. And I don't know, maybe there was some sort of breakthrough in digital visual effects because, you know, he did it with Colony Sark in the season opener where the snakes split on the face, and then he does it in Husbands of River Song, and he does it in this one. And I mean, you can even go back to like the Spoonheads one. What was that when we get introduced to Clara with Matt Smith?
Oh, the
it's
Bells
like,
of St. John.
Yeah, it's like, stop. Especially since this was exactly the same as Husbands of River Song. That took me out of it. It was just like, that's not creative at all. Although I do have to say, when the guy adjusts his face, that was great. That was very well done.
They should have done the split on the opposite side to make
Yeah,
us,
that
oh,
made
those are different.
Yeah, they're from the mirror universe.
Neither one of them I thought was all that great of a villain, but they liked, like, I agree with you that they liked it, but I don't see it as being that repetitive because they just had it as a secondary character in the previous episode that they then, let's elaborate on this species. Let's elaborate.
Just to clarify with me, I don't think they're reusing the villain. It's like you're reusing the exact same effect. I don't know. It was just kind of like, don't. You know, it's like, oh, we love this effect. This effect is great. Yeah, but you've already done it. And the one guy, he goes through the entire scene with his head hanging off. And then did you notice? Yes. And I don't know if you noticed, but when he pushes his head back up, that they actually shot that in reverse. So when he pushes it back up, like imagine it being pulled, right? So you've got all like the strings and then they break. So when he pushes it back up, you kind of see the strings reconnect and go. And it's like, that's creepy. So
The wall of brains was pretty cool though. Like that's a neat visual to see anywhere. But especially with like the idea that the brains were then going into the heads, but then the heads opened and there's nothing there. That's what broke it for me. I'm like, oh, you can do one or the other, but yeah.
It's weird, in that moment of all the brains, I thought of that Steve Martin movie, The Man with Two Brains. It's like so stupid.
I did like that they showed the Doctor coming back to Grant throughout his life, that he still kept tabs on him. I was like, wow, that's something the Doctor hasn't done in a while.
Well, it's good storytelling to like release like the little bits of information about Grant's powers, his connection to Lucy. It was good.
And that's what I was missing from a Shielder in the last season. It's sad that they did it, but they just didn't do it where we wanted it.
And also in the Shielder, they showed it, but that she didn't know. Here he's actually interacting with Grant.
Again, there could have been
big difference.
Yeah, there could have been just the throwaway line of the Doctor tried, but he overshot it. So that's why he never went in the time when she was adjusting to her immortality or whatever.
And also it helped him realize it was Grant a lot earlier. Mm-hmm. And Grant knew who he was with their same banter that they had. So it's like, yeah, we know who each other are. So you didn't get that at the beginning, why they knew or how they got that quick. It wouldn't have been needed to be explained, but adding that scene of him still following Grant helped a lot more of their connection.
Before we move on, there's one thing. The map of the world, tons of those markings are not capital cities.
Right.
It's like, it's not just New York, people. No, there was quite a lot of them.
Do we get to the point where Nardole states like what happened to him in the last episode, or is that?
You referencing what happened to Nardole when he's talking to the Doctor, or what happened to the Doctor that Nardole says?
I just wrote down when I was watching it that Nardole explains that the Doctor cut him out of Hydroflax's body.
Oh, that's about this point.
Okay. See, I'm thinking you're both talking about two different things, and that's why I was.
But that is an interesting thing.
And I want to bring it up because like the last time we left him, his head was in that big exosuit. So then now he's back to normal, quote unquote, in a normal human-sized body rather than the big hulk of an exosuit. So it's kind of unfortunate that it's throwaway dialogue for me instead of how did that happen. But then it's weird because nobody that other than the Doctor and Nardole would question why he's in a normal body.
Right.
So it's a difficult thing.
I disagree though. I don't think it's a throwaway line because Nardole actually says to him, oh, and everybody knows you did it because you thought you'd be lonely. I mean, they do make a character bit out of it.
And I guess I'm just miswording it because my negative feelings toward it are because they enjoyed Matt Lucas, who plays Nardole so much in that episode that they wanted him back. So they just explained it in a way that was off screen instead of showing us how. But,
True.
Yeah.
And so I agree with you. I agree with you, Gene. So this makes number 4. I think
This
of
is-
us.
This is
no,
weird.
of us agreeing.
Am I on the
It's
right
like,
show?
That would have been a great webisode to have in the year.
Oh yeah.
Yes. But
Why
I mean, I
did they
agree
do
with
that?
Eugene in that it was a throwaway type of explanation. It didn't. The actors didn't connect enough as to being an important moment, which is again more of an American way of doing it, of really sticking something on it to go, hey, look at this. But it's there and it's said so casually. That's why I think it's a throwaway line.
I see. I
And
so
it's an
disagree
important
with
enough
that.
line. No, I agree. Yeah, I understand. I definitely understand. But on this one with Eugene, maybe that's part of the reason I didn't like it, or maybe I was ranting at the time and going, what is going on? Why is Nardole here?
Well, you
Missed
don't
that
like
line.
Nardole.
Missed the line.
You don't like Nardole.
I don't all over, but he's grown on me. He has grown on me.
This is also like we're getting full on dial to 11 Nardole in this scene because he's dressed as the, I was an effective but firm ruler of
Which was
Constantinople.
funny. It's like, I don't remember any of that.
Really? Oh my God. I was waiting for it when we were watching it again.
Yeah, it was too much. But it was funny this time, so he is growing on me, and I'm changing my perception of that. I've grown.
But yeah, the cutting now that you guys are spending so much time on talking about like how he saved Nardole, I have questions. Did the rest of the people get stuck? Like he removed Nardole's head but left the rest of them? Or did he remove everybody and give them all new robotic bodies?
Well,
I have questions now.
He didn't cut the other guy out of Hydroflex's body because that guy was romantically linked with River, so screw him.
Was that Ramon or something?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was going to say the hot guy, but I figured I shouldn't. Oh,
you just did. I can put that back in.
No, that's okay. Frank doesn't know. Yeah. I'm sorry. I have a different reaction to that whole thing. I think the whole thing is very significant and really explains how they could bring Nardole back well.
And that is, I agree with you on that. And I think that's my point in that it seemed very significant. And it was just a casual conversation between the two while something else was supposed to be happening, while he's getting them back to someplace, while he's picking them up from a dangerous situation. And it's just, which now I like it better because now I'm paying more attention. And like I said, I was prejudiced because I didn't like Nardole that much, especially at the beginning. Okay, fine. I didn't like Nardole. But that's why maybe hearing it now, I like it more and I like it, but I still wanted a little bit more because Peter Capaldi has a reaction to it as he's saying in his face, you're right, that's true, and doesn't want to acknowledge it. But I guess I wanted it to be lasting longer or something more on it or a little closer just to bring some more emphasis to that because it is true and it is important.
It's such a drastic change from when we were just introduced to the character in the previous episode. So like the fact that we get hit with seeing the Matt Lucas, the actor, in a normal quote unquote appearance, right away, like is dissonant to us. And as like doing American television, you never want the audience to have questions that you're like not answering. Like you always want the audience to kind of be a step ahead so that they think, that they know what's going, that they're figuring it out before you.
Yeah.
And so that's, I think it jars me still. And even though they added the throwaway line that we often, wish they did, it is jarring to see him not be in the Hydroflax outfit. And I think the explanation is delayed enough that it causes tension within me as a viewer watching. Is like, what's going on with that when there's already so much other stuff happening? But at the end of the day, I do think it's just, they loved Matt Lucas, wanted him to be a part of the show. I was like, this is the budget way to get him back into the show. Did we click off enough boxes for the podcasters? Yeah, I think we did. Yeah.
And another interesting bit is Nardole knows how to fly the TARDIS, and apparently knows how to fly the TARDIS very well. I thought that, to me, it was like, for me, that's where I'm like, I want to know more about that. Mm-hmm. I think it's like, how did Nardole, of all people, did the TARDIS allow to figure out how to control? I don't know. To me, it was like a nice, sweet little moment for the character because they didn't point it out. He was just flying the TARDIS.
Maybe River Song taught him.
Could be. Yeah.
When they had the 20.
That's right, because you're right.
Was
That's what
her
it is.
assistant.
And they would sneak into the TARDIS, and the Doctor would never know.
He never knew before.
Thank you. I like that.
And he was probably running errands during the long night on Trafalgar.
Singing Towers of Beryllium.
Beryllium, yeah. He had to go run out for groceries and vision.
Another sort of funny moment for me in this was when the Doctor is just eating sushi as Lucy is watching the villain sort of monologue. I just thought that was Capaldi just having fun.
Was that his choice? Like, do you know where
There isn't a lot of special features for this, so I don't know. But it sounds like it could have been he improv'd it, and he's like, "I'm hungry. It's 20 minutes to lunch. I'm gonna eat it while I'm doing this scene."
Well, he was also like, I'm a pro.
Yeah.
But sushi is such a interesting thing for the.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is funny.
It did remind me again of Buffy, because they went patrolling one night, but they had a bag of chips, so they're making all the noise as they're patrolling for back. So this one, no, he thought, and it's soft. So yeah, there's no crunch.
I don't know. It's kind of squishy. Everything he does is brilliant. I mean, just, even when they come back and he just like taps her with the chopsticks, it's like, this way. It's all so good.
I agree with you on this. I found myself doing that this time.
Yeah, he's having a lot of fun. You can tell.
Yeah.
And I like his hair length in this as well.
When we see him in the present, not when with younger Grant, this is actually my favorite costume. This is my favorite look for that Doctor. I love he's back to the black coat with the red lining. He's got the white button up. There you go, Frank. I said button up. Shirt with the starch collar. He's got a vest on. It's like, okay, good. He's not wearing a hoodie, and he's not wearing a bizarre. Oh my God, Frank, we're older than Capaldi was. He was 56. Oh my God.
But a British 56. Yeah.
Brian, a British 56 carries a bit more pounds.
Yeah, that's nice.
Brian,
I love this. I love this look of the Doctor.
Last time you said you liked the maroon.
I do.
You changed
but this is my favorite.
Last time you said the maroon was your favorite.
Did I?
I think you did.
I mean, I love the maroon because he's wearing them. Isn't he wearing the maroon in the first scene?
Because it's all like a red.
Yeah. And then I think when he's in the high school, I think he's got he's definitely wearing the maroon, but I think he might also have a hoodie on. Well, in any case, I hate the hoodie.
And Eugene, respect your elders. Don't question them.
That's never stopped me.
That would make Frank the boss, and no,
exactly.
We're just no.
I'm so respected. Okay, next.
That's very funny.
So I'm rewinding it. I think he is. It's very dark, but I think he is wearing the maroon with a blue hoodie
in the high school.
In the top of the building with the
really?
The device. It's very darkly lit, so it's hard to tell what color his coat is. The ghost flies to Mrs. Lombard's home, where he turns into Grant and finds Nardole and the Doctor holding baby Jennifer. The Doctor reminds Grant that he promised never to use his powers. Mrs. Lombard comes home, and the Doctor and Nardole are surprised to see she is actually Lucy Fletcher. Using reporter skills and the cruel treatment of a squeaky toy, Lucy learns that the brains are alien life forms that want to take over the world. She asks who the ghost is, but the Doctor doesn't say. Then Grant calls her as the ghost, and they arrange an interview.
But again, this is another example of the Doctor's growth, because Grant walks into the apartment and the Doctor is holding the baby, and he's like being stern with Grant. Who leaves a baby alone? It's like the Doctor wouldn't even know there was a baby in the entire apartment when he first showed up. So I just thought that was a really nice moment. It's like he's actually holding the baby, and I hate kids, and I still think it's a nice moment.
But at this point, he does speak baby, right?
Yes, he does speak baby.
But it doesn't come up in this episode, I don't think. Not needed. Like,
Right.
yeah, there's already a lot of extra stuff. It is fun though. I overall, I think I do like the idea of a more sci-fi focus rom-com like that this kind of turns into. I don't think we have too many in like the media, and it's not really like rom-coms themselves are have kind of stopped being made as much as they used to, along with all movies. But to have something like a very fun science fiction based romantic comedy like is fun. And I think even though the doctor is the main character, he does, he's not like the focus of the story as much as Grant and his relationship with Lucy. So I can see like on initial watch, especially after not getting the doctor for a year, this would have been very disappointing. And I think I do remember being disappointed, like, what was this? But now time heals all wounds. So now I'm like watching, I'm like, oh wow, that's really neat. And of course, like that's a fun he's got the secret and it's low stakes, like it's a baby, like that he's trying to hide his identity from this one woman. So it's kind of fun to have like this lightheartedness and yeah. And this is where it turns into real romantic comedy like areas, the misconnections and the mistaken identities and yeah.
Oh, like the you got hired as a nanny so you could watch over while she dates other friends of yours.
When even his his description of how she met the father of the baby was exactly
Yes,
a friend of hers,
his best friend.
So yeah, he hasn't been using his powers very much for personal enrichment. That's good.
And well, wait a minute though. Where is the father? Because he says that the father runs away with another woman, but the father disappeared. So who knows what the superhero did to the father?
Don't go there. Don't start that one.
He just ghosted him.
That's actually good. Okay.
I was trying so hard not to give him a reaction, but that was a good one.
I liked how the doctor came up with the reason why they got there first. We followed you because we were concerned, but you got here before me. That shows how concerned we were. His reaction. So Capaldi was really good in this, and I, for some reason, really liked this time her interrogation of him using Mr. Huffle. Yeah, using Mr. Huffle as a. It just was so bizarre and so silly that I just kept laughing because it's an annoying sound, but it just.
I despised that.
Oh.
Absolutely despised that the first time. Watching it 2 times now for the podcast, I think it's hysterical and a brilliant idea because you need to get that information quick as a scriptwriter, and you just have to get through it, and you get through it with this. I mean, it's so funny, but at the same time, you kind of feel bad for the squeak toy. Can you imagine the second unit or whoever does the inserts where it's like, all right, squeeze it and get your hand out of there real quick, and it's like hope that it like comes back to shape funny.
They're like, we did 1,000 takes, and those were the best.
We finally got the gold out of it.
I saw it so different. Like, let's do it after we have some drinks. It's 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then let's just have fun. Okay, we're just gonna be filming it. You try it this time.
Also, the actress is what's selling it. Yeah. Well, and Capaldi. I mean, Capaldi reacting to it like, this is bizarre, but stop doing it. But the actress really sells it where it's like, I'm torturing this thing in front of you.
She does really well. I also like the dialogue that she's given where, so you believe me. I believe you believe it. There's a difference. She plays that really straight on, get to the heart of it all really well on that scene. I'm surprised. It was good. It was a good scene between those two.
I also really liked the, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. Well, then there's no reason not to tell me.
Right.
Because it's like, why doesn't everyone now needs to use that line in a TV show where they say you wouldn't believe me?
She deduced a lot. And she definitely did the Sherlock Holmes deduction. You're not used to being you're not used to being spoken this way, so you don't have a boss kind of idea.
It did remind me, like, my experience with Superman is more the movies, but that Margot Kidder, right? Like Lois Lane, that was, I mean, I'm sure every Lois Lane is pretty much that, like, go get 'em reporter. You have to, like, put yourself in front of people and ask the hard questions if you want answers. But yeah, I agree that like that mold, she fits it so well. She played it so well. Yeah, it felt
Yeah,
like she had that whole background and career of like questioning these men and yeah, getting answers.
for sure. Yeah.
I mean, this is the fucking doctor, and he's answering her questions. You know, you may not like it, but he's like, "Oh God, I better answer." It's just, I don't know. It's just now it might be my favorite episode, my favorite scene in the episode because the actors are so good bouncing off each other.
And I was just reminded of when they first meet, the doctor asks her for information, right? And she conveys it and kind of catches herself like, wait, why am I telling you
Yeah.
this? So yeah, it's a nice turn.
And I think the answers are not because, I better answer her questions. It's just, okay, so you're thinking, you're deducing, you're smart, and you're asking the right questions, and you're answering in a good way. So it's like, let's have fun with it. It's like he's telling her as much as he wants to. He's only feeding her what he wants. But he's having a good time with this. Okay, I've met somebody who can, they're thinking. I like that. Let's play with it. And that whole scene, I think Brian brought this up when we were watching it last night, of the telephone conversation between the ghost and Lucy. The way that they paneled it like a comic book was really interesting. And then one of the panels was the baby. It's just not a part of the conversation, but just a baby there.
And I'm so stupid because I was trying to do it here, but there's a couple times where they break the frame. So like the doctor's standing there and his arm is actually literally going into Lucy's frame. And it's like, that's very comic book.
But what's funny is that it works here, but didn't work in Ang Lee's Hulk movie.
Not at all.
So I think what happened here is that they got the tone right, that we were able to accept this sort of non-traditional way of television storytelling.
It is the tone. I think
it's pretty quick. It's not like they really didn't like comic book this entire episode. So that's what I was thinking. Also, there is a very, I don't know if you want to call it a deep cut, but there's a very unexpected Easter egg around this point in the episode where when they're sitting on the balcony and this is where you get the background of his friend being the father. But there's that one part where the doctor says to Grant, "Oh, you tiger," and then the doctor like goes, "Oh, thank you very much," and then he says, "Somebody else said that." That's Sarah Jane, because Sarah Jane called the doctor tiger. So the doctor is just like, "You go, tiger." Oh wait, Sarah Jane said that to me. Thanks, Sarah Jane. And it's just like, it is a bit awkward, but I don't know. It was just kind of like, oh, Sarah Jane. I like any reference to Sarah Jane.
Would that be from School Reunion, that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also don't know. Didn't she call the fourth Doctor Tiger sometimes?
That I don't remember.
I did not pick that up at all.
But she does. Oh, look at, the assistants keep getting younger. You go, Tiger.
It was also in this conversation that the backstory of Grant and Lucy revealed that they'd known each other for 24 years, and the doctor responded to that from Beryllium, from the Tower of Beryllium.
Right. Of course, it was 24 years.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was the previous episode, so it's not hard to write that in. Like, that wasn't much forethought, but still, fun connection.
It also ties back to, oh, you like Lucy best when he's in high school. It's like, everybody's naked. Yeah, but Lucy's your favorite. Well, how do you know? Because you're floating on the wall. Oh, God. I didn't write this down, but I did think it was kind of funny, the brief mentions of, well, people kind of think you're gay. You're flying around in a rubber suit with a big G on it.
Right.
And it's like, oh, yeah. Because what was the Saturday Night Live thing then? The ambiguously gay couple?
Duo.
And one of them had Duo? Yeah, and one of them had a big G on it for gay.
Yeah, Gary and Ace. What's everybody looking at?
The doctor confronts Sim and Brock and gives them the chance to leave the planet. Then he and Nardole leave in the TARDIS and discover an alien spaceship that's been turned into a bomb to wipe out New York. The leaders of the world will freak out and run to the safest places, the Harmony Shoal buildings. The doctor inadvertently causes the spaceship to start crashing towards the planet. On their interview/date, Lucy confesses to the ghost that she has feelings for Grant. Suddenly, the aliens arrive, capture the ghost, and begin his transformation. Just as they are about to remove his mask, he flies away and pops out of the stairwell as Grant, who allows himself to be captured. The Doctor talks to Grant using a frequency only he can hear, telling him to stop the ship. Revealing his identity to Lucy, he catches the ship a few feet above the ground and prevents the explosion. Unit arrives, arrests the aliens, and Grant and Lucy have their Superman moment. Later, as the Doctor leaves, Lucy asks Grant who he was. He replies, Dr. Mysterio. Dun, dun, dun.
The name Dr. Mysterio is taken from the Mexican translation or localization of the Doctor Who show. So that's like a nod to international versions of the show.
I did read that it was it wasn't current.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That they did it. It was on the original, and for the current, he's Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Dr. Mysterio.
With
That's
an
like the
I instead
perfect
of a Y.
silly name.
Yeah, it's Dr. Mysterio with an I instead of a Y.
Is it really?
For
in
the
Spanish.
Yes.
Okay.
C.
The scene between Nardole and the Doctor up in the cockpit, I thought was great. I thought they played off each other really well. I was surprised, again, liking Nardole now a bit. So it's like, I thought it was done really well. And there was this line in there where they're talking to the alien on the screen, and he says, oh, this is very meta, because I didn't get that watching it before. I got it this time. In that the Doctor earlier on in this episode hijacked the camera that they were watching the old scene, and it's like, no, this is now, I'm right here. And so that's what the other guy did. And it's like, oh, that's what they're referring to. How silly of me not to pay attention. But it was just like, oh, that's really funny. I like it. But I really like the scene more. I paid a lot more attention.
Yeah, and Capaldi and Lucas look like they're having a lot of fun doing that Star Trek, like move to the left, move to the right.
There was a line there which really caught my ear, where as they're coming down and they're going to attack the Harmony Shoal Institute, he says, lower shields! And that kind of freaked me out, because rather than raise shields, because that's the whole Star Trek, and, you're in the ship and you raise the shields. But, lower, because that's what we do on Earth, because of gravity. It's like lower them all down to protect them. When I heard that, it just really just played with my brain for a second. What do you mean lower the shields?
A quick line that I thought was funny is when they were in Tokyo and studying that, which like the whole sequence is like, why are you doing, it's like not necessary, but I love it when it's like, Nardole's like, shouldn't there be more people around here? And the Doctor's like, I floated downstairs with Pokemon. So it was back in the day when they had those floating virtual reality things. And it's like, that's still funny, but boy, that's dated.
It's also still going on, apparently.
Is it really?
Yeah, Pokemon Go. Yeah.
Wow.
I do like how the Doctor, gives the brains. Do we ever have a name for them? What they are? Just Harmony Shoal. The Harmony Shoal brains. The chance to leave. Like, that's like a key characteristic of the Doctor, and I like that they called out here, even though, it wasn't the Doctor totally upset and not in control of his emotions. And of course, this is a more fun episode, so they're gonna have to show that lighter, tempered side of the Doctor. But I always appreciate it.
I also love the fact that he really doesn't wait for an answer. He's like, I'm warning you. Okay, now I'm gonna go figure out how to stop you.
It was. Yeah, I know you're not gonna take this opportunity. Well, I'm giving it to you. This is real. It's like, I know you're not, but
this is standard operating procedure. We have to do this before we can move on.
Yeah, I don't think they name the species that the brains belong to.
No, I don't think they did.
It was fine.
Right, because they even refer themselves as Harmony Shoals.
Yeah,
later
they do. You're right.
Yeah, and I was like, isn't that your puppet company? But okay.
Yeah.
The villain is capitalism.
Yeah.
When Grant leaves, when the ghost leaves and Grant comes in, it's kind of like, okay, now I didn't know exactly why he would want to do that.
He still wanted to protect Lucy.
Give them another. Okay.
He didn't want to leave Lucy alone with them, but he had to get out of there as the ghost.
Okay. I did like it, and I also like just towards the end when the Doctor's saying, could you get rid of that first before you guys continue, kissing or whatever? And it's like, that's not even his dominant hand. And I love that he has it in the left hand. It's like, it's a baby monitor. It was instinct. I couldn't let that go. I really liked that a lot. I thought it was fun.
And that is consistent with the Doctor, because Matt Smith, the 11th Doctor, did the same thing with Rory and Amy. Like, you guys are kissing? You're at it again? Don't you ever come up for air? Something like that.
And the Doctor facing off with the alien for the last time when he takes out his gun. And the Doctor just sonics it out of his hand.
I love that. Did you
Sonic
think
space gun? Boom.
Did you think this was all over, Doctor? Yes.
It was done well. I like that.
And then Unit showing up at the nick of time.
And Osgood being in charge.
That's right. Yeah. We gotta notify Osgood.
It's a bummer we didn't get to see Osgood. Just the reference, but reference is better than nothing.
True, and they kind of had ruined the Osgood character by this point. It's like, let's remember her from better times. This is actually my favorite line of the evolved Doctor, when he says, look, you need to put the suit away. You need to not do this, use your superpowers. And he just says to the two of them, be happy. I'll do everything else. I love that. He's just like, no, it's okay. I've got this. You guys just be happy. Whereas I think he would have been very gruff before, like, I'm going to take the suit, act like he's a shielder. So anyway, I love that line. And also in that same scene is one of the things I hate. They've literally just gotten together and Grant is sitting there and has his arm around Lucy. It just bugs me. It's not the time. I'm sorry. Every time I see it, it's kind of like very, I don't know, hits me the wrong way. Well, you know what? I guess this is the time. I don't like this actor at all.
Which one? Grant?
Justin?
Grant. Yeah, I don't like him at all. In any way. I don't think he was right for the part. I don't think he's a good actor. And it could just be that was my final thing, where it was like, you're clutching at her, get away, and that's one of the main reasons I really didn't like this episode, and I still don't like it because I don't like him. Lucy's great. The mustache twirling German guy is funny. I just can't stand him. Jennifer's better than him.
I find that, I think it was the actual character development, so that's more script, had him, the mild-mannered person, is who he really is, not a disguise. Because it really threw me once I found out that they went to school together. This is one of those don't likes. He never calls her Lucy. It's like Miss Fletcher. It's like, well, if you knew her for 24 years at least.
That's true.
What they're saying, and it's like, why aren't you calling her Lucy? Especially since the husband's gone away. It's not like you're not working for both. It's just that whole idea being he's so meek. It's not just mild-mannered. He's got no real confidence, nothing, because I think he's been trying to hide his power for so long that he lets a lot of things go where he could have stood up. But it's just like, you're not even calling her Lucy. That's why it's like him not using his power is, you're not really a superhero, because that's not a gift, it's a responsibility. They even brought that up from Spider-Man in this, with great responsibility. They had that whole scene earlier on that just had that line. So it's just, if he's giving up his power for what he really wants, which is just a normal life, it just seems really, to me, a flat ending.
Well, I also didn't, and he's going to use his powers. It's like, yeah, you're right, Doc. And I'm sure he means it when he says, I'm not going to. He's going to.
It just seems so, he would give it up from what we've seen of him, not calling her Lucy. It's like the main people that he's saving is her, and then he sees it on there and it's nearby where he can hear the siren, not like anything major. He doesn't look like he goes through any, is there a nuclear bomb in Paris idea to go through, I'd save that.
So get a smoke detector.
Which, that was the whole 1966 Batman. The rules and I thought that was kind of funny, get the smoke detector. But it's just, I guess the reason maybe you didn't like him, or the reason I don't like the ending.
I've actually seen that. I've seen that actor in other things.
He's not strong enough as a superhero.
I've seen that actor in other things, and he's just as bad.
Okay.
He was on a sci-fi show with Katie Sackhoff, and boy, he was bad.
He fit the look I think they wanted.
Yeah, that's true.
And I didn't think it was that bad. I just thought there was the whole character. I mean, that's one thing that people talk about with superheroes, which one's the real person and which one's the, fake facade they put on. And so Superman's the real person. He puts on this fake, mild-mannered as his disguise. And I know a lot of times they try and make it, no, he's more Clark Kent, and this is Superman is his alternate identity. But this one, he's definitely Clark Kent.
Yeah.
And just pretending to be a superhero because he has the power to do so. He's just pretending it. He's not really one. So it just seemed odd. Or they needed, for me, more explanation going, maybe you don't need superheroes. Maybe there are such, from what we're seeing with the whole Marvel side of things, all the downsides of being a superhero and having your identity known and all that. So I just wanted more from that aspect of it, since that was the crux of the show, becoming a superhero. Help me, Eugene.
Here is only hope.
I mean, they just did it better in a lot of the other comic book stories of making Clark Kent be his real personality and wanting a real life and wanting all that stuff, but also seeing the responsibility he would have of having power and that struggle between the two. And this one just seemed like, yeah, I'm done with that part of it. Now that I got the girl and we're going to just have a nice little life. If she wants to get married, we'll get married. If she doesn't, that's fine. I'll still take care of the baby kind of, aspect of it. It was like, I wanted a little bit more depth, I guess. That's all.
And I was thinking about what you're saying, Frank, because I think that this Christmas special is a very pared down version, but also a homage. So they're taking the broad strokes. And I think that's why we don't get that. Because my favorite version is that 86 reboot of Superman, because that's what I grew up with. And in that version, there's 3 different personas of Superman, Clark Kent, Kal-El. So you have Smallville Clark Kent, who I think to me, is the true version of who Superman is. And then you have mild-mannered, bumbling Clark Kent. That's the second version. And then you have Superman, who's the third version of who Clark Kent is. And so with this, they didn't want to do that. They just wanted to do 1 and 2. And I think that's why.
I agree with you. And I like this episode just a lot more because you do just have fun with it. It's only because of what we're doing. That part just lays there flat for me that I wish they had a different bit of an ending. But I did like the ending of Nardole explaining River Song, just to bring her in and have that feel of closure that I liked. Because again, that was the main storyline of Doctor Who. So I'm glad they added that in rather than just leaving it with these characters that we'll never see again.
And it also shows that Nardole's just not just comic relief. He can do other things.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, is he okay? He's not, but he will be. I'll make sure of it. Doesn't he say something like that? Or I'll take care of him.
Yeah.
That was really nice because it reminds me of, I think it's David Tennant, where I can't remember which companion, but one of the companions is either, never mind, I'm not going to cite it, but one of the companions in his run says, "Are you okay?" or "Are you all right?" And he says, "Oh, I'm always all right," meaning I'm not all right.
Well, Donna did say that, I think, at one point, going, is all right, Time Lord for not all right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm all right, too. I remember Donna saying
oh, that's
that
at the end of the
year.
library. That's that's the last episode. They're both saying to each other, "Yeah, we're fine," and neither one of them is fine.
But yeah, it was nice to have that from Matt Lucas, and he delivered it fairly well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I just realized this season, this was the 2-parter season, right? Where everything was 2-parters, a lot of 2-parters.
Well, officially, unofficially.
Sure. The last one we did.
Husbands of River Song caps that season you're talking about, and the Return of Dr. Mysterio starts the next season.
Right, but this almost acts as the second part to that Husbands of River Song, like in
That's why
through.
That's why I said officially, unofficially, because it's wibbly wobbly. But I get what you mean.
Yeah, just interesting that worked. Well, maybe not interesting. Like the script for this, do you know, was it developed earlier? I mean, did they kind of have an idea for some of this, or was it really like they ended the Husbands of River Song? We're like, oh crap, we got to figure out what to do in a year. Because
that part I don't know, but the research I found, meaning I just went on the internet and Googled things, said that while planning for season 10, Moffat suggested that the Doctor should meet a superhero, and the executive producer at the time said, "Yes, run with that for the Christmas special."
Okay.
So
all right, cool. Yeah. So it wasn't really like conceived of in connection with Husbands of River Song, but they had some props and some stuff that they ended up connecting it somehow. Well, a little bit, yeah. And Nardole is a connection, like, even though there's a big time gap. Like most of the other ones, you run right into the next episode, where this one there's a big reset in there.
All right. So we mentioned Matt Lucas as playing Nardole. This is his second official episode. I mentioned before he's a British-German comedian, best known for his sketch comedy series Little Britain. And I think this is the first episode that features him as sort of the official companion, or the primary companion, because of the Husbands of River Song. I don't think he traveled in the TARDIS yet that we saw.
Well, he was, her companion.
Right, but not the
whenever she would travel, I'm thinking that's what we had speculated, that he would travel with her. So he was River's companion during that whole thing.
And Nardole was initially planned to be a one-off character, but after they saw Matt Lucas and he expressed interest in returning, Moffat wrote him into this episode as well as the upcoming season.
Oh, so he was Catherine Tated.
Yeah. And this is also, it says here, unlike the previous two Christmas specials, the title sequence has no Christmas themed changes like they have done in the past with snow and frost. And also, Matt Lucas is credited as and Matt Lucas, not just Matt Lucas. I don't know if anybody caught that.
Well, and also that happens the whole season 10. It's always and.
I haven't watched that far ahead because I'm saving that. And then we have Justin Chatwin, Brian's favorite actor of this particular Christmas special. He plays Grant. He was in Another Life with Katie Sackhoff, like Brian mentioned earlier. And he plays Steve in the US version of Shameless. I think that's probably his best known role. And then he also played Robbie in War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise and Steven Spielberg. He was Tom Cruise's son in that movie.
Oh my God, he was annoying in that movie too.
Yeah, that's why I bring it up.
Oh my God, didn't even know.
And he was Goku in the live action version of Dragon Ball Evolution, which is a terrible, terrible movie.
So, like, in the future, when we're actually interviewing this actor for the podcast, you'll edit all this out, right?
Well, I'm only saying that the movies are terrible, not him.
I know, but I'm saying
you're just banned from that episode, Brian.
Yeah. We don't know who he is.
I'm saying I'm safe, is what I'm saying.
If you disagree, come on the podcast and let us know.
Young Grant is played by Logan Hoffman, and Teen Grant is played by Daniel Laurenti. And these are the only acting credits for both of these actors.
The little kid was good.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised that none of them came back. And then Lucy is played by Charity Wakefield. She is Marianne Dashwood in Sense and Sensibility, the miniseries. And her being British, she said that she found it difficult to perform while doing an American accent.
She did well, I thought, on that, though.
I know. That's why I was like, it's worth commenting or mentioning that. Mr. Brock is played by Tomiwa Idun, and he's from Nigeria. Dr. Sim is played by Alexander Jonovic, however you want to say that.
That's the closest we'll ever hear Eugene swear.
And he's actually German, and he's been acting since 1997. He's got a very long filmography, but I don't think there's anything that we as Americans would recognize. The reporter is played by Sandra Tellis. Also played a reporter in Black Mirror, the Bandersnatch episode, which is the kind of interactive movie on Netflix. And she is Lucy Granville in Bridgerton. He's just credited as operator. He's played by Tonra Ishida. He was in The Railway Man and 47 Ronin. Saw both of those movies. Do not remember him. And the soldier is played by Von Josef. And I'm guessing that's the unit soldier.
Well, there's one thing I forgot. I think it's interesting, when Frank had mentioned, they say that with great power comes great responsibility. What I like about that is the doctor is literally talking about not superpowers, but taking care of a baby. Because he's holding the baby right then. And it's like, you left this baby. So with great power comes great responsibility. He's just talking about taking care of the baby, not the big superhero thing that we always equate with that phrase. So I thought that was a nice little twist. That seemed very Moffat to me.
Yeah, that's nice. Which is something I feel like some modern day parents don't understand. All right. The return of Dr. Mysterio. Who is this episode good for? A new viewer, a casual viewer, a fan of the show, or a diehard? You're first. Do you want to go first?
I knew I was going to be first because you introduced me last.
That's what happens when you sign on last.
Yep. All right. No, I can go. I think that people are going to object to this, but I'm going to put in everyone.
Object. No,
sustained.
because I think it's a fun episode. I think it's the best of Doctor Who, and I would want everyone to see it. So I'm going to say this is good for everyone.
I'm going to say everyone, because I rarely say that, and this one is very relatively standalone, and it's just a little adventure. It's very Doctor Who-ish. So yeah, I'll say everybody.
I'm rejecting my objection. For any charm person. Okay, when I watched it in sequential order with everything. In waiting that time period, I didn't like it. It's only because I see it as a standalone that I liked it and know that it's going to be a lighter, different type of story. I had a lot of fun with it, and the interactions between the cast members have some great moments. So I agree, everyone.
Part of me wants to put it into the fan category only because it took all of us, rewatching to find the joy in it. But I do think a lot of that is because of the time that it originally came out and the context of watching and having that gap and Clara. And so I think now, yes, today watching it, I think it would be a great introduction for Doctor Who because it is so standalone, because you don't need to, have the history of a companion and the Doctor and any of, there's baggage in there that if you are a fan, you do get more out of it. But I think as far as accessibility, it is an easy way into Doctor Who for somebody that has no context of what the Doctor is. A new Who viewer for me.
One thing that I forgot to mention, I just looked this over, is that this has the longest running cold open so far. A little over 9 minutes. It'll get topped later, but I'll bring that up later.
Yeah, it keeps going and going and going.
Yeah. I'm very in the middle on this episode. Like Frank and Brian, I didn't like it when it first aired and I don't say that just Frank and Brian's comments, but they were very much the same feelings they expressed the same feelings that I had, is that we had a whole year and this is the next new episode. It just didn't fit for me. And it's then grown on me, but it's not one that I really revisit. And for me, being in the very middle of this episode, because I like the homage that it's paying to things that I like, as in Superman and comic books, there's nothing that really comes out of it that affects anything. So I came into this with a casual viewer in mind, and I think I'm going to stick it in that category, just because I don't have any strong feelings either way. So if you're just casually watching this, it can embrace, or you can be drawn into the Doctor Who universe, or you can leave it. So those are my reasons for keeping it in casual. So that wraps up the return of Dr. Mysterio. Thanks for listening, stay safe, and we'll see you next time when the future becomes the present.
You just listened to an episode of Who Knew?
Our wonderful theme music is by Michael Grady.
Find him on Facebook at The Universe Explodes.
Additional music is by Damiel Paggio.
Additional music by Paul Ohlers.
All our episodes are engineered by Auburn, and you can find him at auburnbinkley.com.
You can also find this show in several places.
Follow us on Twitter at Who Knew Podcast.
Subscribe, review, and listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Or on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Who Knew Podcast.
All our episodes are on whoknewpodcast.com.
Visit our Facebook page.
Please leave comments, reviews, and click like to support Who Knew Podcast.
To listen to our show on your Amazon Echo device, subscribe to us on Amazon Music,
and then ask your Amazon device to play your podcast subscriptions.
This podcast is inspired by Doctor Who,
the longest running sci-fi show in history,
and especially the revival spearheaded by Russell T. Davis.
Thanks to Russell, Sidney Newman,
Verity Lambert, Ron Grainer,
and all those involved in the adventures of our favorite Time Lord.
Your work continues to inspire and entertain.